Okay, so percent proportion compares part a quantity to a whole quantity for one ratio, and that's just what a proportion is, comparing one part to whole. And list the percent as a number over 100 for the other ratio. So part to whole, anytime we're talking about percent, it's out of 100, okay? So anytime we're talking about percent, that bottom number is going to be 100 because 100% is your one whole. And you'll see these words is over of. That's kind of how they word all of these questions in here. It'll say, what percent of 24 is 18? And the words that go with those numbers is over of. Is always on top because it's saying that's a part of some number. So that's always on the bottom. And when we're dealing with percents, 100 is always on the bottom. So example 1 says, what percent of 24 is 18? So when I set this percent up, it says what percent? So that means my x, the number I don't know, is going to go over the 100 because I don't know what percent. So I'm going to put an x up there for now. And then it says of 24 is 18. So those words are telling you where to put those other two numbers. Of 24, so out of 24 is 18. So 18 goes on top, 24 on the bottom. And then just like we did on Friday when we were just solving those proportions, what do I need to do? Okay, we're going to cross multiply and then divide. So 18 times 100 gives me 1800. And then 1800 divided by 24 is what I want to solve.
How do you?
1800 divided by 24. We'll try. So 7 can go in there evenly. 8 would be too much. So let's see what we get. 120. So then 24 can go into 120. Let's try 5, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So that x, that percentage, it said what percent that I didn't know I just solved for is 75 when I cross multiply and divide. So that means that 18 is 75% of 24.
I know how to do the.
Okay, so then let's look at a different type of question on example 2. It says, what number is 60% of 150? Okay, so they gave me a percent this time. So still, what's that going to be on top of?
100.
100. Well, they gave me the percent, so I'm going to put 60 on top of 100. They're saying 60% out of 100 whole.
So they're asking what 60% of something.
Yeah, so we're looking for what number is 60% of 150. So they gave me that word of
With 150 go
with
at the bottom?
150. Good. So that goes on the bottom. I don't know what 60% of that number is right now.
So you do 150 divided by 60?
No,
No, you do 150 times 60. We're going to cross multiply. So 150 times the 60 and then divide by 100. So 150 times 60. So we get 900. Okay, so 9,000. 9,000 divided by 100. So that x should be 90. And since it asked for what number, I'm going to leave it like that because it didn't ask for what percentage. It gave me the percentage. Okay, so let's try some of these down at the bottom.
Why do you have lotion? This is math.
What number is number 1? What number is 25%? So is 25% of 20. Okay, so they gave me that percent, so that's going to go on top of 100. So I'm going to put 25 over 100. equals, and they gave me of 20, but I'm looking for what number is 25% of 20. Okay, and a trick you guys can look at, you can scale up or scale down. So if I look at this and say, do you know just off the top of your head how many times 20 can go into 100?
No.
5,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So 20 times 5 would give me 100.
50.
You do 45
The
divided by
answer
five.
is
So, right, so if we were going backwards, I would say 100 divided by 5 equals 20, right? So then what would 25 divided by 5 be? 5.
It's 50.
So then on number 2, what percent, so I don't know what percent, that's going to be my x, of 50 is 30. So remember, is over of. Since it asks what percent, how do I want to set that proportion up, that side of it up? If it's asking me for what percent, how do I need to set that up?
You do
X 60.
over 100,
So x over 100, because 100% would be my whole,
and then equal to 50, 30 over 50.
30 over 50, because it said of 50, so of goes on the bottom,
I got 60.
and then we can cross multiply. So x, 100 times 30, 30.
You can do the trick. You can do the trick. 30.
We could do the trick on this one. Yeah, we could scale down. So if we've got, how many times can 50 go into 100?
1 times.
2 times, right? So that'd be the same as if I said 100 divided by 2 equals 50. So x divided by 2 gives me 30. So then go backwards. What would 30 times 2 be?
60.
60. So without having to cross multiply and divide, x equals 60. You can scale up or you can scale down. And you don't have to do that. You can still cross multiply and divide. I'm just saying if you can easily see how it could be scaled up or scaled down, then you can try that. Number 3. So 30 is, there's that word, 75% of what number? Remember, is goes on top of. So if they give me a percent, so they gave me 75, so 75 will go on top of 100. Yeah, it's worded way different. But it says 30 is 75% of what number? So is it my is or is it my of that I don't know? Read it a couple times. What do I not know?
Oh, you don't know the bottom.
The of, I don't know it because it says of what number? I don't know. So 30 is 75% of some larger number. And on that we can cross multiply and divide. So 30 times 100 divided by 75. So 30 is 75% of 40 is what that means. Okay, number 4, 40% of what number is 36? Okay, so they gave me a percentage, so that's the easy part. They gave me the percentage. I already know what the bottom number is there. It's 100. So that's done. But now it says, of what number is 36? So what do we not know, Boston?
The bottom number.
The bottom number, because it says, of what number is 36? And so then we can cross multiply 100 times 36 and divide that by 40. So 3,600 divided by 40. Good. So 36 is 40% of 90. Someone want to try number 5, set it up for me?
20 over 100
Okay,
equals X over 600.
good. So 20 over 100 equals x over 625. And we can cross multiply and divide. Okay, last one, number 6. 12 is what percent of 30? So I've got is over of. What do I not know? What's the question asking?
The percent.
The percent. So that means I need to put X on top of 100. Okay? And then what's my is and my of on that second part? I've got 12 and I've got 30.
It's 12 over 30.
Good, because 12 is some percentage of 30. So let's see. 1200 divided by 30. So 30 will go into 124 times. So 40%.